everybody. Welcome to Human Biology. I'm going to go over the syllabus, and I left the screen just like this so you can see where I went. So you got to this link for the syllabus. I posted the syllabus right here, so I'm going to go back to that. And when you're opening files like this, one of the easiest ways to do it is to click this little download right here. You can scroll through it as you're looking at it, but sometimes it cuts it off and you got all that scrolling. So I typically download it, and then if you want to save it onto your computer, you can do that. So there's the file. In this case, I saved it as a PDF. Sometimes I save it as a Word document. And so here's our course information. I'm your Professor Brenda Gustin. I'm going to be doing teaching lecture and lab. There's my email, there's my office, and my phone number. If you want to contact me, the easiest way to contact me is by email. And I stay alert for my online classes. I'm looking for emails, and so I try to respond to them quickly. The exception is on the weekends. Sometimes I find I get in habits of obsessively checking my email, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm really trying not to check it quite as much on the weekends, although I will check occasionally. And if something is critical, I'll respond to it. If it can wait till Monday, I'll try to wait till Monday. So please, but definitely email me. I have office hours where I am in my office waiting for people to stop by and for questions or whatever. And you can see here's the office hours on Monday, Friday, and Tuesday. You can also make an appointment. Send me an email, and I'm more than glad to make an appointment. Because I have 2 online courses, I have a lot of flexibility with time. And so I do have a live class that I might be at, but otherwise I have a lot of flexibility. So if you want to talk to me or stop by my office outside of those office hours, just email me and we can set up a time. I will set up virtual office hours if you want them. If you say, I'd like to talk to you, but I'm not going to be on campus. Again, we can set up a time by email, and I can meet with you virtually. So, and it's easy. If you've never done that, it's easy. You just let me know you want to do a virtual office hour. I'll set up a link and send it to you. So not a problem. Here's the course description like it is in the college catalog. For this course, for human biology, I know a lot of you are taking it as an elective, and a lot of you are taking it as a nursing prerequisite. The nursing people, in order for it to count as a nursing prerequisite, you need a C in the course. For it to count as just credit towards graduation, you need a D. But you're going to do better than that. You're going to get a C or better, hopefully an A or a B. There's the learning outcomes. This is what the course is directed to teaching you. There is a textbook, and the textbook is, it's actually a smart book. When you purchase the McGraw-Hill Connect Access, you will get an ebook, or they call it the smart book. And you'll see, let's see, I already mentioned this in a previous video about where you go to the link to find the McGraw-Hill Connect materials. When you do get your McGraw-Hill Connect, I think the ebook is there's a link over to the left on the screen for the ebook. Anyway, and you absolutely need this to do this course. There's no way to do the course without it, since your lab materials and your lecture assignments are in this McGraw-Hill Connect program. We do have proctored lecture exams and the final exam, and the proctoring program is called Respondus. And what that means, so for our 4 lecture exams and for our final exam, proctoring will be done by Respondus. And what that means is it'll be software that you download onto your computer, and it will use a webcam like I'm using right now. In fact, on my computer, I bought like a $30 webcam at Best Buy. And it's on there, it records my voice, and it records video. Some people's computers, or particularly laptops, usually have that built in. Otherwise, you're going to have to buy that. And I would do that right away and get that for your computer. In order to use Respondus, right up front, I want to tell you Chromebooks do not work. I don't know why they made the program in a way that you can't use a Chromebook. So if you have a Chromebook, you can use it for this course for everything except your proctored exams. So you need to make other arrangements for that. Some of the other arrangements you can make for proctored for your exams or for the course in general is there are a limited number of laptop computers available through the CCC library. So if you come to the main campus or you even call just to make sure there's one available, you can go to the library and ask them if you can borrow a laptop for the semester, and they'll give that to you. Make sure, and you can use it for all your classes. You cannot download and save things on that computer. That's one of the problems with it. And so because of that, make sure before you leave the library, you ask them if it has Respondus software installed. And if it doesn't, ask them how you can do that. And they will send you to IT, which is close by, and they'll help you download that. They'll give you permission to download that software. They're also in the CCC Learning Commons, which is in the library building. There is a computer that has Respondus downloaded onto it. And I don't know if they have more than one computer or which one it is at any given time or that they've checked it. So what I'm asking you is if you're going to use the computer in the library, let me know and I will make sure that there's somebody there that can tell you where it is. Don't do that on short time. Give me a few days notice if you know that you're going to be using the library computer, the Learning Commons computer, to take your proctored exams. So we can make sure you can get to that computer. So that's another option. If you're a STEM Academy student, if you don't know what that is, you're not one. But if you are one, your school issued laptops probably don't have Respondus on them. And the last time students tried to get this loaded on their computer, it took a little while. I don't know if it was the student's issue or the administrator's issue from the STEM Academy. But what I would do is this week, if you are from STEM Academy, go ask your administrator about how to get Respondus on your laptop. Don't wait to the last minute because I don't take the tests. I don't take late tests. If you need technical help in general, one of the things I would do, and that's things like you're having problems logging on, you're having problems finding things, or something's not working, you can't get into a quiz, those kind of things. Generally, one of the you might consider contacting me. I don't solve technical problems, but it's good for me to know that you're having a technical problem and the nature of it. Last year we had a big problem with people logging in, and it turned out there were lots of people on campus having the same problem. And so the fact that I knew that, and I knew there were multiple people having that problem, helped us solve the problem for many students at once. So if you're having technical problems with this course, especially if they're preventing you from completing your work on time, let me know. That means you can send me an email. Sometimes you're not the only person. Sometimes I can help tell you where to go to get that problem solved, or I can just be aware that a lot of people are having the same problem. I'm also a little more forgiving about missing an assignment if you let me know things ahead of time. There's another thing to do if you're having technical help. Probably the main thing you're going to do is contact the Corning Community College IT department. And you can do that. It tells you right here, even if they can't fix the problem, they probably know what kind of problem it is and where you should go. But a lot of times they can help you fix it. To contact IT, you need to do a help request. And the way you do it you can find it by going into My Corning like you did to get to Brightspace. But before you click Brightspace, you look down, there's a little tab for Brightspace, but there's these 3 columns of information. The middle column says financial aid and other resources, and you look down that column and it says technology help. And when you click on technology help, at the bottom there's a red box that says submit an IT service request. I just did one this morning. They respond pretty quickly. So you can put in a help request through IT. You can also, if you're on campus, in the Learning Commons, which is in the library building, or in the library building. You walk in the front door and you keep going straight. On the right is an IT help desk, so you can also talk to them there. Finally, if your problems seem to be with McGraw-Hill, if it has something to do with the smart book or virtual labs or anything like that, or usually what it is, it would be you can't get into something, or your McGraw-Hill account's not working. I put some information here on how to contact McGraw-Hill. So there's different places you go for different problems. I might be able to help you figure out where you need to go, but try troubleshooting. The other one is, if you are having problems, especially with McGraw-Hill Connect, try Googling it. Lots of people use McGraw-Hill Connect, and so if you're having a problem, a lot of times you can search on the internet and find an answer to the problem. So as far as our course, the format, all the assignments have due dates, and the course is set up in weekly modules. So what I do, so here we are, this is week 1. So the idea is I'll post the material, open the material on the Friday, at least on the Friday before your week starts. So if you want to start the material before week 1 on the weekend, you're more than welcome to do that, or before each week. You're welcome to get started before the week starts. And so you get through week 1, you get all the way through Sunday. The assignments are going to be due the Monday of the following week. They're due at 11:59 p.m. That's 1 minute before midnight on Monday of the following week. So the week 1 materials are due on Monday of week 2, a minute before midnight. Now, hopefully you have it done well before that, and you can get started on week 2, because there's a little bit of an overlap. You can get started on week 2 once you're done week 1. The only exception to the due dates is the final exam, and that's due on a Thursday of week 15 at noon. And I will remind you of that many times. If you miss an exam or a quiz, or your assignments are late, you will not receive credit. There's a lot of assignments in this course that you receive 100% on just for doing them. So if you miss a couple, it is not a big deal. Okay. If you have significant problems related to due dates, like you're having a big personal issue, this is not a little thing, this is a big personal issue, let me know. And I can be flexible on due dates, but you need to talk to me ahead of time. I will not let you go back and make up stuff from a week before that I never heard that you were having a problem. So it's imperative that you let me know before or as you're having the problem, to talk about any changes, any help you want me to give you with due dates. One thing that's really important to me is that you advocate for yourself. And so if you tell me, I had something come up, and can I hand this in Tuesday instead of Monday? I generally say yes, if you let me know ahead of time, or you let me know as it's happening. I will not let you do it over and over and over again. And I will not let you do it if you ask me a couple weeks after it happened. Because I really think part of my job in this course is to help you stick to deadlines, stay on track. I also find students that fall behind tend to it starts snowballing, and it gets bigger and bigger. So I really want you to stay up on things. Here's a little bit of information on organizing the course. I recommend printing everything out, put it in a 3-ring binder. That's what I do. I have my human biology 3-ring binder. I've got all these little, let's see, where's my camera? Here we go. I got all the tabs. It's hard to show you. I got all my tabs of all the sections, and I try to stay really organized. I organize my binder by weeks. So, because when you go to take an exam, you're going to have that material right there. You're going to be able to study it. Okay, each week you'll see a lecture study guide. And the lecture study guide will be posted in your weekly Brightspace module. Brightspace is the program we use to organize the course. And what I would recommend is go to the lecture study guide, open it in your word processing program, create some spaces where you can write your notes, and then print that out and put it in your notebook. And what you're then going to do is you're going to watch the lecture videos or go to the Smart Book readings, and you're going to complete that lecture study guide. And so if you watch the videos, you can have that handout in front of you and you can write your notes right in there. I'm going to go down the learning outcomes in the vocabulary in the videos, and you can fill in your notes right there. If you don't want to watch the videos, you can go to the Smart Book and in the McGraw-Hill Connect website and use that to help fill in your lecture study guides. For some weeks, I will say I highly recommend that you watch the video this week instead of just using the Smart Book, because what I'm doing is a little bit different than the Smart Book, or it's more condensed usually. So pay attention to that if I tell you that. Most students find using the videos is the most efficient way to getting their lecture study guides filled out. If you don't want to handwrite your notes, you can use the electronic version of the study guide and type in the answers as you're watching the video. Type in the information for the lecture study guide and then print that out. But I recommend most students will benefit from printing out the completed study guides so you have something in your hands that you can use to study for exams. There isn't anything in the book that I would ask you on an exam that isn't in the lecture study guide. So the lecture study guide is going to be, the completed lecture study guide is going to be your guideline as to what to study for your exams. Each week you'll have a lecture assignment. I call them LA. When you look in the grade book, it will say LA lecture assignment. And you'll see the links in Brightspace, and you will go to the book. You'll click on that, you go to McGraw-Hill Connect, and what the lecture assignments are is they are what we call adaptive learning quizzes. And it'll put up a multiple choice question, and if you can answer the question, it'll tell you, yep, you got it right, and it'll bring you to the next question. And it will do that based on how I designed the lecture study guide and the Smart Book readings. If you get a question and you don't understand, you don't know the question, there'll be a link right there that says start reading. And it will bring you right to the book to where that information should be. So you might have that information in your written in your study guide, but while you're doing the lecture assignments, it's really efficient to go right to the book and read that. So either go back to your lecture study guide or go to the book, and you can look at the answers, you can think about the idea, and then you can go back and answer the question in the lecture assignment. So the idea would be fill out your lecture study guide, review that material, kind of make sure you understand it, and then go do your lecture assignment. While you're doing your lecture assignment, you can go back and forth between the questions, your study guide, and your reading, and get those questions answered. What makes it an adaptive learning assignment is that the more questions you get correct, the faster you'll go through it. So if you answer 5 questions on a certain topic, the program's going to know, okay, they understand that topic, we'll go on to another topic. If you keep getting questions wrong on a certain topic, it's going to keep giving you more questions. So it's going to adapt to your level of understanding. So it really pays to fill in your lecture study guide, review that material, try to learn some of it before you go to the lecture assignment, because that'll help reinforce it in your mind, and you won't spend all this time looking things up. Try to see how much you can remember. So the lecture assignment's going to be as long as it needs to be. The more questions you get wrong, the longer it's going to be. To get 100% on that assignment, all you have to do is complete it by the due date. Be aware that you can go back, you can do part of the lecture assignment, stop, go back. When you go back into McGraw-Hill Connect, it'll start you where you stopped. So if you only get half of it done, half of the questions done, it'll put a 50% in your grade sheet. But if you go back and you finish the whole thing by the due date, you'll get 100%. In McGraw-Hill Connect, next to the titles of the lecture assignments, you might see this word recharge. And what that means is you've passed the due date of the assignment, you've probably completed it, and if you want to do the lecture assignment again, you can. And so and that's a great thing to use when you're studying for exams. So the recharge is a way to redo the lecture assignment without affecting your grade. And you don't have to do anything but get past the lecture assignment due date for it to become a recharge. So use those for studying for exams if that helps you. You'll also see each week, or most weeks, you'll have a lab handout posted in Brightspace, and that will describe a lab that you'll be doing. And just go down the handout. Again, I recommend you print them out. You can fill them in and put them in your notebook. You can fill them in as you're doing the assignment. And there's all these different activities. Sometimes the activities, I ask you to watch a video. I give you a link to a video, and you watch the video and you answer some questions. Some of them activities are what we call virtual labs. And the virtual labs are created by McGraw-Hill, and they're posted in McGraw-Hill Connect. So you'll see them alongside of the lecture assignments. And you just want to do the ones that go along with that particular lab handout. Just like the lecture assignments, completion of the lab, the virtual lab, will give you 100% on that virtual lab. All this might sound confusing, but you know what? When you start doing it, it's a pattern you'll see every week. So you'll get the hang of it. Everybody's gotten the hang of it so far. Here's your student withdrawal policy. Just be reminded, I can only withdraw you from the class if you have never attended. So, and attending means you've done one assignment. So, if you do one assignment, you never show up for the rest of the semester, and you never drop yourself, I have to give you an F for the course. I have no choice, and that happened multiple times to students last semesters, despite the fact that I kept emailing them and asking them, please drop the course. I can't drop you. So you need to be aware, and it's not just this course, it's all your courses. You should always be checking your CCC email to make sure you know what's going on with your classes. Okay, so please read that student withdrawal policy. All your grades are posted in Brightspace. You'll see a grade sheet there. And if anything looks wrong or it's missing, email me. I'm a human, I make mistakes. And so please let me know. I really appreciate it, actually, if you let me know when something doesn't look right. I put right here, after a quiz or a test, the total grade will appear in the grade sheet instantly. This grade will only reflect the grades that can be graded automatically in Brightspace, like multiple choice questions. If you have a quiz or a test that has a short answer question, like you have to write in something, I have to grade that by hand, and that will not be graded automatically. So your grade might look lower. You might have 100%, but I didn't grade the short answer ones yet. So it might turn out that you only have an 80%. So I have to go in there, I go in after the due date, and I'll grade those, and your grade will be updated. Here tells you how to see how to see what you got wrong on tests and quizzes in Brightspace. Sometimes students are asking me, I took the test, but I want to see what I got wrong, and this tells you how to do that. Your course grades are, that should say value, all defined right here. Here are all of the things I'm going to grade you on for 820 points. You will see a column of every one of these assignments eventually in your Brightspace page. Brightspace grade page, and there's how I calculate the grades. Please read this basic needs statement. I know every semester I have somebody that says I can't come up to college because I don't have childcare, I don't have gas money, and we actually have ways to offer help or at least get people connected to services. And again, this is not just for this course, this is for all students at Corning Community College. So please read that if you have any kind of food insecurity, housing insecurity, need mental health support, anything even remotely related to that, you can always ask. Here's the class schedule. This I would look at if I were you all the time. I look at it all the time. I have it the first page in my notebook. And so here we are in week 1. Here's our lecture. Here's when it starts. Here's the lab topic. here are all the assignments you're going to be graded on. There's the lecture assignment is worth 10 points. And here's I put abbreviations. These are things that are all in the lab handout. And I write abbreviations just because it's shorter. And here's all the points they're worth. You'll notice if you look up here that those lecture assignments are always worth 10 points and the lab for the week are worth 15 points. Here's the lecture assignments worth 10 points. And if I add these up, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, there's your 15 points for lab. Okay, so all of these, you'll see a column for every one of these on your grade sheet. Follow that along. And I remind you, the final exam is due at noon on Thursday. Every other week, the assignments are due on Mondays at 11:59 p.m. Try not to wait to the last minute. I get a lot of students that tell me, oh, I was just doing the assignment an hour before the due date and my computer died. That's just too bad. You shouldn't wait for an hour before the assignment is due. You should know you're having computer problems or whatever. So if you wait it for 1 or 2 assignments, it's probably not a big deal because you can see a lot of them aren't worth a lot of points and it's not going to affect your grade. But if you're waiting to do all your content right before the due date, it could cause you problems. So try to do things ahead of time. That's the syllabus. It's really important. Go back to your syllabus and reread it as needed because I don't expect you to remember it all. I will put a couple questions on your first lab quiz, on Lab Quiz 1, about the syllabus. But anyway, I want you to look at it. I want you to use it. That's it. Take care. Thanks.